Hi, it's Vicki with Condi Systems Tech Support. Today to show you how to do an alignment on the dye sublimation systems, including the Ricoh GX 3300N, I have here, and the Ricoh GX 5050, and the Ricoh GX 7000. When to do an alignment, the symptoms would be fuzziness on the paper, gaps in your printout, meaning little white lines, unlegible, bad quality looking images that come out of the printer. A couple things you would check first would be a nozzle check. Make sure your settings are correct, and by all means call Condi Tech Support before you do the alignment, and let's be sure that that's what you need to do. You would not do this alignment for fun, and you would not do it just because. An alignment is something that you don't want to mess up the printer. You want to make sure you know how to do it when you do it. So I'm here today to show you how to do that. And what we're going to get started on is the adjust paper feed. We're going to do that procedure first. And then the second procedure we're going to do is the head position alignment. And I'll explain the differences of that. I'll tell you how to read it, and we'll go forward from there. All right, so what you want to do is walk to your printer, because we're going to be doing this from the menu itself, not from your PC. And once you get to the printer, you want to make sure that the printer's at a ready state. Of course, with the ready state, you just press the menu key, and that takes you into the menu. And you will arrow down until you see maintenance, and you'll press your enter key. And then we'll arrow down. We're going to the paper feed alignment, so we're going to arrow down until we see the paper feed alignment, adjust paper feed right here. You're going to press enter once. And to test a pattern, you're going to press enter again. So your enter key is basically to execute something. And that'll print your first pattern. And then I will explain to you how to read this. All right, this is our printout. We have some values on this printout. We have horizontal and vertical lines, and then we have the center blocks. We're going to need a couple of tools to read this. The camera is not going to be able to zoom in as close as we would like to show you how the lines come together, but I'm going to try to explain it. Using a loupe, you can see how the lines intersect. You can use a magnifying glass, or if you just have really good vision, that's fine too. Some people don't use anything at all. You're going to want to get a pen so that you can mark which one you're going to enter into the printer, the value, and for writing anything that you need to remember. Okay, and what we're looking for is, with the paper feed adjustment, is precisely that. It's the gap as the paper moves to the next line. The print head is going left to right, and the alignment is to ensure that the next line that it prints, it's not overlapping. And if it were overlapping, it would be an indication of a darker line. So basically, you have vertical line on each end, and if you took a ruler and went from one vertical line to the other, you're going to be able to see closer how these lines intersect. That's your horizontal lines. You have one here beside each value. So what's happening as it moves up the paper, you may see the gap start to get closer in range to the point that it actually moves up. So you're going to see how the gap changes. So what we want, where these lines come together, is the smoothest transition. And we are usually, we should be close to 0. We like for it to be close to 0 or on 0, these being your furthest out. So we'll take the value where the transition is the smoothest, and we'll enter it in. Keep in mind, you can enter in half numbers. So as you notice, these values are even. You could enter in, say, a positive 1 or negative 1 if need be. And that's how you read it. And once you have your value, you'll enter it into the printer. So again, you would just circle the smoothest transition. For me, I had read this before we started the shoot. Mine's -1. And I'm going to enter that value, and I'll show you how to do that at the printer. We have a value of -1 we need to enter in, and we're going to enter that in from the adjustment on the menu over here at the printer. So make sure that you're still on the print test pattern. So we're going to arrow up 1 time, and when you arrow up, you're going to see adjustment, and that's what we want to do. So we're going to press enter, and there are our values, which were on the tangible copy that you had printed out, and we're going to enter in -1. How do you do that? Using your up and down arrows. So we're going to go down, we got -1, we're going to press enter, and it takes a second, and we're going to see adjustment again. Now to check that, to make sure the pattern is corrected, the alignment is corrected, should I say, we're going to arrow down 1 time again, back to our print test pattern, which is what we want to do, because now we need to verify that our adjustment was the right adjustment. So we're going to press enter, and it's going to process us a new alignment reading. Once we've entered our new value on the adjust paper feed, once we've entered that value, we get a second printout. What we want to check for here is to make sure that we did make some improvement on the adjust paper feed alignment. And according to this readout, we did. You'd read it the same way as the last. You're looking for the smoothest transition. And we have made improvement, and so we're at 0. We're ready to proceed on to the head position alignment. And if we should need to make an adjustment, we would just repeat the same procedure as we did with the other. All right, to do the next alignment is the head position alignment. So we're going to start back from the ready screen, and we're going to press our menu key. From the menu key, we're going to press the down arrow, and what we're looking for here is maintenance, and you're going to press your enter key. And now we're going to arrow down until we see head position, and that's about 3 clicks down, and we're going to press the enter key. And then we're going to print a test pattern. So we want to press enter, and it's going to ask us which pattern we want to print. So we're going to start off with the standard. There's 3 printouts to this alignment. So we're going to start with the first one, which is standard. And I'm going to go ahead and press enter. And we're going to take our paper over and get a reading. All right, this is our standard printout for the head position alignment. Again, we're going to be using the loop. I've already got the reading. The camera's not going to be able to show close enough to the block, so I'm going to give you a generalization on how to read this here chart. Using your pen, you're going to have 3 entries when you walk over to the printer. It's going to be A, B, and C, and we'll discuss that when we get back to the printer. What you're looking for here is how the vertical lines intersect. These are your guides. How these lines come together is what we're looking for. We're looking for the smoothest transition. And this right here, between -1 and 0, is the smoothest transition for this alignment, for your standard alignment. So you're going to have 3 entries. In your entries, you're going to enter the values from up here, and we're going to enter the value of -1. All right, so we're back at the printer now. We're ready to enter the values for the standard adjustment on the alignment for head position. All right, we're back at print test pattern. That's where we left the menu sitting, so we want to arrow up 1 time. And we're going to see adjustment. Again, your enter is your execute. We're on the standard adjustment, and that's where we want to make the adjustments, is on the standard. So we press enter again. and it's telling me adjustment A1. So A1, we're going to press enter for A1. We're going to enter that one first, and we were going to go to -1 on that because -1 was our best reading. We're going to press enter. It's going to take a second. And now we're ready to go to the next one, which is line 2B. So we're going to press enter, and that was a reading of -1 also. That's where the lines intersected the best. So we're going to arrow down one time. We're going to get -1 and press enter. And now we're ready to go to C. So 3 being C, adjustment, enter. It also was -1, and it's really unusual that all three would be the same value. Again, make sure you read the lines so that it could be different. It's not always the same number, so you're going to press enter again. The value of -1 is entered. So now we're ready to escape back out to where we can print this out to see if we've made any changes. So we're at the adjustment, arrow down to print test pattern. We're going to press enter, and there's our standard. So this is our second printout for standard to verify that our settings are correct. So we're going to execute. This is our second printout of the standard for the head alignment on the head adjustment or head position. So again, you have three values here that we entered. We entered them as -1 for all three values because that's where the lines intersected the smoothest. So we're going to make sure that our adjustment was a good adjustment. So we should be closer to the 0 value. And having already read this, we're going to get another reading for A, B, and C. Again, my 0 came in the smoothest, so we're just where we need to be. Should this not be where you need to be, you would repeat the process until your values came to 0 or near 0. Again, A, B, and C are not always going to be the same number entered in the printer, so it could be different. So make sure that you're getting a good reading using your loop if needed, or a magnifying glass and entering the values. Repeat the process as needed. Okay, so the next set of tests we're going to do, so there's 3 tests to this alignment, is the high speed or high quality. So to arrow down to get to the next one is high quality. And from here we're going to press enter, and that's going to print out the high quality. This is going to be a 1-line reading, so let's go get the values and get ready to enter them in. So with this reading we only have one entry to make, and that's line A. We're looking for the smoothest transition in the vertical direction where the 2 lines intersect. Use this as your guide, your horizontal lines as your guide. Your values are going to be -4 to +4, so we're looking for the smoothest transition here. I've already got my reading. My reading is -1. So I'm going to circle that reading, and I'm ready to go enter it into the printer. Again, we're ready to enter the adjustment. So to do that, we're going to arrow up till we see adjustment, and we're going to press enter. And we're looking for not the standard, but the high quality adjustment, because that's the one we just printed out. So to execute, we press enter. We're seeing line A. That's the only line we're going to have for this reading. So we want to make an adjustment for line A. We press enter. Again, you can see the values that are optional, and we're going to -1. -1, press enter. And that enters the value. So now we're ready to escape out one time. And we're going to escape out again. And we're going to arrow down to print the pattern so that we can verify that that entry was a good entry. So We want to arrow down till we see high quality. We're going to press enter again to get our second reading. Okay, this is our second reading for our high quality, and just like the last time, we have one line. Our values are here. We're looking for the smoothest transition within these vertical lines. So we're going to select the 0, which is the correct reading, and that's the good reading right here. And we don't have to do anything. Should we have to do anything, we would go back and repeat the process until we can get as close as we can to 0. And we're ready to go to the third phase of this position alignment. So we're done with the high quality, we're done with the standard. Now we're ready to go to the third phase of the head position alignment. So being at the high quality, we're going to arrow down and we're going to go to high speed. High speed is our third and final test, and we'll make the adjustments here as needed. So we're ready to do the printout. This one's more like the standard readout. This is the high speed readout. So we have 3 lines again, A, B, and C to read. Our values are from -4 to +4. Just like with the other two, we're looking for the smoothest transition in the vertical line, and that's where the ink dots will overlay on top of each other, so we want the smoothest transition. And for this one, having read it prior using my loop, I know that my value for A is actually going to be -1. And my value for B is 0. And my smoothest transition for C, again, is -2. So I want to make sure I circled that one. So you're reading the lines to the right of these numbers. And we're ready to go make the entry. Now we're ready to enter these values. We've got 3 entries to make. So we're on the print test pattern, so we need to arrow up to the adjustment. We're ready to make an adjustment. So we're going to press enter. This is standard. We're going to high speed. We're going to press enter. We're on line A, so we're going to press enter. And the value for line A, going back to my tangible copy, is -1, so I'm going to arrow down to -1 and press enter. And I'm ready to go to line B, 2B. I'm going to make an adjustment, so I'm going to press enter. And my value for that was 0, so I'm going to leave it at 0 and just press enter. Now I'm ready to go to line C. I'm going to arrow down to C, which is 3C. I want to make an adjustment. I'm going to press enter. And the value for that was -2. So I'm going to go down to -2. I'm going to enter in that value. Now I'm ready to escape out. And escape one more time. Now I'm ready to go do another printout. This is my second printout. I want to print a test pattern. So I'm going to press enter. I'm going to arrow down to high speed. I'm going to press enter. And my second printout is here. This is the second readout for the high speed adjustment, and these values have brought me in closer to 0, so I have a good reading here. I'm ready to stop. Should I need to do another one, I would just repeat the process until I got my values closer to 0, and once I'm at 0 or close to 0, then I have completed the head alignment for the head position. Okay, I know that's a lot of information, so hopefully I've demonstrated how to do the head alignment, at least get you through the screens, show you what the readings are supposed to look like, how the lines come together and intersect. Should you have any problem with how to do a head alignment or paper feed adjustment on your Ricoh sublimation systems, of course you can call tech support here at 1-800-826-6332, and anyone from our department should be able to walk you through doing the head position alignment or the paper feed adjustment. Again, my name is Vicki with Condi Systems Tech Support. Stay tuned to Condi TV for upcoming videos on preventive maintenance, sublimation, information, anything that you can come up with that you would like to see us demonstrate. Again, we want your input and let us know as we can help. Thank you for your time.